Hello, first responders. It's Johanna with Holiday Planet with our dining announcement for our First Responder Cruise 2025 to the Caribbean Isles. And this cruise is going to be with Virgin Voyages. And there's a lot to love about Virgin Voyages. We're going to have a really fun cruise this time. But one of my favorite things about their cruises is the dining. The restaurants are so good. Every meal you eat all week will be made to order. And that is just so different from the other cruise lines that do a lot of buffets and banquet style meals where they're pushing out 1,000 of the same plate. And it's just a way different dining experience. You're gonna really see a big difference in the quality of the food. Dining reservations open in about a week. And so we're putting out a dining form. I will put a link down to the dining form in the comments here on Facebook, and it's also going to go out in an email that will go out with this video. And we're asking you to fill out the dining form with your RSVPs of which nights you would like to dine with the group. So for each night of the cruise, we've chosen which restaurant we're going to dine at each night, and I'm going to talk you through those now and what you can expect at each restaurant. And on the form you'll see that there are different dining windows. You can choose, for example, on the first night to dine with us at Extra Virgin at 3 times, either between 6 and 7, hi Julie, between 7 or 8, or 8 p.m. or later. And I'm gonna compile everyone's RSVPs and try my best when dining opens. I'm gonna do this for everybody to book all of the 6 to 7 people together at maybe like 6:30 roughly, but I might not be able to get 6:30. It might end up being 6:15 or 6:45. It might depend how many of you there are, right? I'll try to get the 7 to 8 group all dining together. I'll try to get the 8 p.m. or later group dining together. So it's going to depend who wants to dine each night. You should be with some people from our group, but I don't exactly know who. Fortunately, all of you are really fun, social, chill, laid-back people. I just love the group of people that's going on this particular cruise. So you should have fun dining together with whoever you end up with. On that same Google form, you can put in special requests for each restaurant and say, okay, we would like to dine with these people if possible, or we would like a table for 2, or this night is my birthday, so, we're asking for something special. You can put some special requests. Or if you don't have any special requests, that's fine too. Just let me know what timing would work for you as you fill out that form. You can also put no reservation, which means that you don't want to dine with us at that restaurant on that night. So then let's talk about what your options are if you don't dine with the group. You could make your own dining reservations when dining opens in about a week through the Virgin Voyages app. It's okay. The booking system is not great, but it works. You could do that if you want to do different restaurants on different nights based on your own schedule that you would like. You could also leave yourself some free nights to just be spontaneous on the ship and just see what you feel like doing. That usually means that you're walking up to the restaurants with no reservation, and that can be a little bit dicey. Last time we cruised with Virgin Voyages, we had one set of clients with us who didn't make any dining reservations. They just wanted to be free. And every night, all the restaurants were full. So they couldn't go anywhere. And they were trying to just go to like the galley, which is kind of this food truck vibe. And sometimes it was closed or they didn't really have a lot of options at dinner. And that's because Virgin Voyages isn't super set up for just finding something last minute at dinner time. At dinner time, they're very focused on those 6 fancy restaurants that they have. They're all their own kind of take on fine dining. The food is very good, and that is the focus at dinner time. So if you don't have reservations, it can really kind of bite you. You could leave yourself open for one night and go to the galley and just see what they have, or go to the pizza place maybe one night for dinner. But I just wouldn't recommend that for the whole cruise. I would recommend that by and large, most of the nights you have reservations. So if you want those reservations to be with us and you want me to make the reservations for you, here's what we're gonna do. Embarkation day, we're going to go to Extra Virgin, which is the fine dining Italian restaurant. Think handmade pastas, beautiful charcuterie boards. They have an incredible artichoke appetizer that is just a don't miss for sure. Extra Virgin, it also has a really great steak. Believe it or not, there's lots to choose from, and all of these restaurants have really good vegetarian and plant-based options. If that's your jam, this is going to be the best cruise ship dining you've ever had in your life if you happen to be vegan or even a part-time vegan. They also have great gluten-free options, and they handle special dietary needs very well. So literally every server all week long will ask you if you have any special dietary needs, and you can speak to them about that as you go along meal by meal. The next night, which is going to be November 9th, we will be at Pink Agave, which is the fine dining Mexican restaurant. And not only is this a really upscale take on Mexican, it also has to do with a lot of small plates for the table and a lot of sharing. There's a Mexican street corn that's really memorable. The guacamole is amazing. It has pomegranate seeds in it, which is so delicious. A couple of the best main dishes would be, I would say, the duck with the yellow mole sauce, or maybe again the carne asada, the steak there. That's also a really, really good one. And I don't really necessarily recommend their desserts. They don't have a dessert that I love there. So you might leave there without dessert and just go get some ice cream at the gelato place. The next night, actually the next day, is a sea day. So that day what we're going to do is brunch. And the brunch will have its own windows, I think 9 to 10, 10 to 11, or 11 or later. The brunch itself is free at the wake, and they have delicious brunch options, including some really interesting plant-based ones, but of course all your typical favorites. The French toast is really impressive. They have several different styles of eggs Benedict, and you can choose if you want to treat yourself to bottomless mimosas with your brunch, which I think is maybe like $25 or $35 for all you can drink mimosas. And I have seen people sit there for 5 hours drinking those mimosas, and I can tell you that day was a lot of fun. We won't have a group dinner that night. We'll let you guys all do what you want for dinner on the 10th. Then on the 11th, we will do a restaurant called Gunbae, which is Korean barbecue. It's just a little bit different than the Korean barbecue that you've probably been to in your hometown, because the server cooks all the food for you. So that kind of takes away any like fire hazards of the guests cooking for themselves. It also alleviates any kind of germ concerns about people all handling these cooking utensils, because the servers cook everything for you. You do sit in a round booth that holds exactly 6 people. So every table will be for exactly 6. That means if you show up with 6 people from our group, great, you'll sit together. If you don't show up, meaning walk up to the restaurant with 6 people, you'll be put together with other people from the ship, which is also great. Tommy and I have done that too, and we've met some really interesting, fun people. Gunbae is very social. It's very lively. There's a drinking game that goes on with the Korean soju, is that what it's called? I can't remember what the little Korean drink is that you take shots of when you win the drinking game, which I always win. So sit with me if you want to lose or don't. But yeah, Gunbae is a lot of fun. You just want to think about being in groups of 6 for that one. And then the next day is November 12th, and we will be at the Wake, which is the steakhouse. They do have really spectacular steaks, like a great ribeye or a beautiful filet in a couple of different sizes. They also have this salt-crusted dorade, this incredible white fish that when they lift it out of the salt crust, it is just some of the most delectable fish that I've ever tasted. The bone marrow is really famous there too as one of the appetizers. And they do have a tomahawk steak that costs extra, and they also have a seafood tower that costs extra. But most of these restaurants, all the whole menu is included in your cruise fare. Everything's free. It's only a couple restaurants that have 1 or 2 things that would be an upcharge. But at the steakhouse, if you do that seafood tower, it is pretty special. I would highly recommend that if you love seafood, and they have the best desserts on the whole ship. You have to do either the lemon cheesecake or the chocolate tart. Super, super yummy, memorable desserts. The next night, believe it or not, is going to be the second to last night of our cruise already, and that will be a free night. We'll let you do your own dinner wherever you like that night. And then the final night of the cruise, the 14th, will be at Test Kitchen. And the deal with Test Kitchen is it's got this real molecular gastronomy vibe. There's a lot of fun surprises during dinner. There's an appetizer that comes under a glass cloche, and when they open the cloche, there's some smoke that comes out and a surprise underneath. Every entree or every course, and that is a set menu. I believe that it's a 5 or 6 course tasting menu, and it's a set menu. So you don't order anything at Test Kitchen. Everything just comes out, except maybe you choose between 2 different proteins or a vegetarian option for the main. But everything comes out in the set menu. Tommy doesn't think that it's quite enough food. There are some people, and I've heard this from other guests too on Virgin Voyages, they will go to Test Kitchen and then they will go for pizza because they don't think that it's really a ton of food. But I like the food, especially the menu that they do with the venison is really delicious. And they also have a blue cheese course, like a cheese course that comes out before dinner, the main. And that's really delicious too. Hi, Judy. I love the food at Test Kitchen. It's maybe not everybody's favorite, but the reason I put it on the last night is that usually by the end of the cruise, you have eaten so much food all week long that you're like, oh my gosh, I'm never gonna eat again. And doing a little bit of a lighter meal on that very last night, especially one that's really inventive and creative and fun, could be perfect when you've already really had a lot to eat for the whole week. So please feel free to fill out the dining form and let us know which nights you would like to dine with us and at what time. Let us know any special requests of who you would like to dine with, and I will be doing my very best as soon as dining opens, like the minute it opens, I will start doing my best to execute this for the whole group. And please do let me know what questions you have as well down in the comments below. I'm here for you, or just respond to the email that goes out with this video. I look forward to hearing from you all. Please submit the dining form by the 19th. We have 1 week to get ourselves together and have a good idea of what the whole group wants to do so that I can get right in there and try to get it booked according to your requests. Thanks so much, everybody. Bye.